Implications for Survivor Series next month. Also, an interesting twist in the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt saga. And, of course, a more intriguing twist. Does Dean Ambrose leave SmackDown this week as the new #1 contender for the WWE World title? We're going to talk all this and more on this week's edition of the Smackdown ReBound. Hello everybody, my name is Connor, OKayFabe, and welcome back right here to OneWrestling.com, and of course, One Wrestling Video YouTube channel for another edition of the Smackdown ReBound. We're going to cover everything and anything that had to pertain to this past Smackdown Live. Of course, guys, my name is Connor, OKayFabe, your official video correspondent for SmackDown for One Wrestling and OneWrestling.com. That still, I gotta find a way to shorten that whole phrase because it's a lot to take in, it's a lot to digest. I understand. But anyway, guys, of course, first and foremost, you guys are here new to the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button and share the video to the world. And let us know your thoughts about what you thought of this past week's SmackDown Live by leaving us a comment down here in the comment section below, or again, hit us up on various social media. Make sure you follow the entire OneWrestling.com family, including myself, the legendary Bill Apter, Bill Schuyler, Big Ray, Billy Ray Valentine, the entire PW Hustle, and of course, Big Slam Sunday SEGUE. Check them out. All the links will be provided down in the description box below. Give them some love, give them some praise, and let us know what you guys thought of SmackDown this week. SmackDown was, well, interesting to say the least. I know I usually start every single review with that, but by gosh, it was very intriguing. We kicked things off with a no disqualification match between Kane and Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds. Anyway, we did see some interference from both Luke Harper and Randy Orton, and just as we thought we were going to see Randy Orton get the upper hand as both Kane and Randy Orton were setting up for a double team attack on Bray Wyatt. Something out of the blue, no pun intended. You see what it's because it's the blue brand. It's a bad pun. Randy Orton instead hits the RKO on Kane, allowing Bray Wyatt to get the victory in a shocking move to, I think, safely to say, to all of us. And Bray Wyatt as well with his bug-eyed look. We did get a brief interview from Randy Orton right after, or a couple of segments afterwards backstage, as he did indeed know that he said only this one phrase: if you can't beat them, join them, which was even more shocking. Could Randy Orton be joining the Wyatt family, or is this another part of the mind games between the Viper and the Eater of Worlds? Let me know your thoughts again down in the comment section below. We did see the return of SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch to a fantastic ovation, but it was cut off a little short, as unfortunately Alexa Bliss did cut her off. A little banter back and forth saying how Alexa Bliss was saying how Becky Lynch is a coward. She doesn't want to face Alexa Bliss because she knows she will lose, and she has this big yellow streak going down from the tip of her skull all the way down her entire spine because she does not want to face her because she knows she'll lose. Of course, Becky Lynch proclaims otherwise, and the brawl ensues. And unfortunately, Alexa Bliss does get the upper hand, but closing the segment out by actually taking a yellow spray can and spray painting a yellow streak across the back of the SmackDown Women's Champion. In 2 weeks' time, November 8th, Glasgow, Scotland, y'all, we will see them battle it out for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I can't wait. Who do you think's going to walk out? Again, let us know your thoughts. We did see a match that has Survivor Series implications. Hype Bros against the Ascension. The winning team would join the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Heath Slater and Rhino as part of one of 5 teams to represent SmackDown in the Raw vs. SmackDown 5-on-5 Tag Team Elimination Style Classic Survivor Series match. That's a long titled match. Holy cow. Ultimately, the Hype Bros get the win on this one. To be honest with you guys, I kind of was a little hoping that the Ascension would win. I'm a big fan of the Ascension. I love their work over in NXT. And I feel like, unfortunately, they haven't made, well, as big of a splash as they have on the main roster compared to their run as NXT Tag Team Champions. I was kind of hoping to see them possibly make their way onto the Survivor Series team and ultimately get another push and possibly even a contention for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But alas, looks like we'll have to wait another time for the Ascension to get their ascending? So the Ascension's descending, if that's... See, again, I'm all about the puns tonight. All about the puns. Whoop. Speaking of Survivor Series, we did have another huge Survivor Series matchup implication as it pertains to the women. We had Natalya, who was going backstage to Daniel Bryan, pitching the fact that she wants to be the captain of the SmackDown Live women's team heading in to the 5-on-5 women's match at Survivor Series next month. Daniel Bryan said, well, it's funny, she's not the only one who asked. Nikki Bella also asked as well, too. He said, you know what? Let's raise the stakes. Tonight's matchup between Natalya and Nikki Bella will be for whoever, well, basically will be for the captain's position. It will be for whoever wins the match will be deemed the captain of the women's team heading into Survivor Series. However, there is an added twist. Since SmackDown Live has more than 5 women on the roster, he also announced that the loser would not be on the team at all. Now, honestly, I was kind of a little surprised at this one, but in a fantastic match between Nikki Bella and Natalya, I must give credit to both women. This is probably one of my favorite matches of the entire evening, to be completely honest with you. We did see Nikki Bella gain the win. Of course, Carmella attacking her immediately after the match, just pounding on her. I was kind of thinking it was going to go one of two ways, either Nikki Bella with the win or Natalya with the win, because Carmella would be ultimately costing Nikki Bella the matchup. Although, to be honest with you, thinking about it now in hindsight, it does make more sense. Carmella, I'm thinking, will probably be added to the Survivor Series team to create more of that tension between the two, to see if they can actually pull out the victory at Survivor Series next month. We did see a morning segment. Miz is unfortunately still in mourning since No Mercy after losing the Intercontinental Championship. And we are presented very quickly by the current Intercontinental Champion, none other than Dolph Ziggler. After the Spirit Squad starts to get in their face and almost has almost a massive gang war, Heath Slater and Rhino, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, once again come in to lay waste and try to, even the odds. Ultimately, some banter back and forth, and a challenge was thrown down as Mikey and Kenny of the Spirit Squad had an impromptu tag team title match against Heath Slater and Rhino. That's right, the SmackDown Tag Team titles were on the line when the Spirit Squad against Heath Slater and Rhino. There's a lot of S's in this sentence, so I'm probably going to get very easily tongue-tied. Matchup was fantastic with Miz and Dolph Ziggler at ringside on commentary. It was just a great little match. And again, a championship match on SmackDown impromptu. You can't go wrong with that. I thoroughly enjoyed the matchup. I was kind of a little worried, not going to lie. I was a little worried that Spirit Squad was going to get the win, but cooler heads prevail. Heath Slater and Rhino riding along, and don't worry, Slater. You can still keep the above ground pool. Your kids can go happy, and those couple of days in Puerto Rico, is it? Puerto Rico. He bought a couple of days in Puerto Rico for his wife. Hope it wasn't from the Shining Stars. I've heard shady things. I'm looking out for him. Anyway, SmackDown Tag Team Championships, awesome match. Rhino and Slater retain. Now, let's get into the main event, shall we? Dean Ambrose against AJ Styles, where if Dean Ambrose is to win, he will be instantly the #1 contender for AJ Styles' WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Now, throughout the entire evening, James Ellsworth is actually following Dean Ambrose like a hawk. He's trying to ask him, is there any way I could repay you? Let me be with you at ringside during this matchup to help you out. Finally, after much reluctance, Dean Ambrose agrees. The matchup is phenomenal, no pun intended, until a very intriguing moment where AJ Styles gains control of the matchup and decides to dropkick Ellsworth just for no apparent blatant reason. Ultimately, Dean Ambrose throws AJ Styles out of the ring, and Ellsworth, in a heat of rage, decides to give him no chin music. I can't believe that's an actual finishing maneuver. But unfortunately, he doesn't realize that the referee saw it. That's right, folks, you guessed it. Because of that, the referee had to throw out the match, and AJ Styles wins via disqualification. The whole segment and the entire show ends with Dean Ambrose looking frustrated and James Ellsworth looking heartbroken as AJ Styles walks out victorious, still, of course, holding the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of this week's SmackDown. There was some just great stuff. We did have a little build with the women's division as far as, heading into that match between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. I can't wait for that one myself. A lot of Survivor Series build. We now have 2 teams that we know will be part of SmackDown's 5-on-5 tag team matchup. We know that Heath Slater and Rhino, the tag team champions, will join the Hype Bros and 3 other teams. We also know that Nikki Bella will be the captain of the women's division, and I'm very curious to see what's going to go on with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Just when I thought this feud was going to get a little on the stale side, just when I was worried it was going to get a little repetitious, they pull a move out of nowhere and really make this intriguing for me. I personally want to see exactly what direction this one goes. As far as the championship match goes, or as far as I should say the #1 contendership match goes, a lot of times I thought James Ellsworth was going to turn heel, but at the same time, the way they were kind of presenting him throughout the show kind of made me thought, well, maybe he might do something accidental to screw over Dean, and lo and behold, there you go. I wouldn't have called the no chin music on the outside. I would have called like an accident, like tripping of the ropes or something. But in any case, I want to see where the legacy of James Ellsworth goes. I want to know your thoughts as well, too, about this week's SmackDown Live. What do you guys think of the show? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to. Are you pumped for Survivor Series? I know I am. Who else would you add on to the SmackDown side of things from the women's, the tags, and, of course, the single male competitors? And I want to know, what do you guys think is going to happen as far as this whole James Ellsworth, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose Maybe a triple threat for the championship at Survivor Series? I mean, honestly, at this point, wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised at all. I really enjoyed SmackDown. I hope you guys did too. Thank you guys again for watching this week's edition of the SmackDown ReBound. Again, make sure you give us all the love here at One Wrestling. Give the love to the entire OneWrestling.com family, including the PW Hustle, Big Slam Nation, Big Ray, Bill Schuyler, of course, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter, and yours truly, Connor, aka OKayFabe. All our social media links are down in the description below. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. You guys know the whole deal right now. And of course, to quote the legendary, iconic Mr. Bill Apter, we will see you at the match.